So thank you very much for tuning in today's episode. Today's episode is a little special. It's a very long episode. Usually my vlogs are much shorter, but today I think I can bring you some added value by publishing this, because I think a lot of you have the same question, how to start a vlog. Now, I didn't do a proper video about this, but I did have a conversation with someone over the WhatsApp call and we recorded it. This is the phone call. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you can learn something from it. Have a great day.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, so I just was thinking about starting a vlog around digital marketing, and I was like, who do I know who has a cool vlog and also more in a professional sense and not like those YouTube bloggers. And I was like, Cédric, which platforms do you think are helping you drive your reach? Like if you really prefer just making videos on Facebook, or if your blog actually has more potential?
I mean, number one, I'm doing a vlog right now, and you'll see that after. I'll send you everything that I record today, so you don't have to be worried that we publish anything that you don't want to. But I just want to give you a taste of how I'm aiming to produce content. Let me try to answer some of the questions you just had. Is it okay for you if I record it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so basically there are different strategies on how you want to vlog, and it really is kind of your voice that you have to find what you feel comfortable, because to have a camera all day with you, like what I do now, or to go out and interview people is a little bit of a life change. And also because video is probably the most impactful type of media you can have these days on social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most effort, but I guess the outcome is the quickest with video. And the reason is very simple, because people will associate you and see you and recognize you, maybe in the beginning your friends, and then at some point some strangers, or people a second degree network that you've heard of, and then at some point you even have strangers coming up to you and saying, hey, I saw your videos and I saw what you're posting, and I saw you were in Israel the last week, and then it can go very quickly. For me, it took about 2 years, and that's pretty fast. When you imagine that, people recognize you on the street, that's pretty cool.
It took 2 years till you had a big following, or took 2 years until people recognize you on the street?
Yeah, well, it comes together. I mean, you have to see what your audience, or what you want to achieve. And that's what I always tell people when they start off, is what I did wrong in the beginning is, I mean, it's not wrong, it's a learning, but I just started, which is the right thing to do. You have to just start somewhere. But then pretty quickly I would recommend to define your target audience. And then it makes it much easier to listen to people's feedbacks. Because many people will give you feedback, and your mom will tell you something, and then your brother will say something different, and it's hard to understand which the feedback is relevant to listen to. But if you define your target audience, and for me, for example, it's investors aged between 25 and 45, then I can narrow it down to a very specific group of people that I'm willing to listen to for feedback, and based on that I'm iterating and pivoting my videos. And then you can try different things. I originally started with interviews, because that's how I felt comfortable and that's how I started. And now I'm trying something new, which is walking around with a camera all day, which is different. It's very different, and you have the very different reactions. And it's also cool.
I didn't know you started doing that.
Yeah, but again, it's much harder, because you have to think of the storytelling, and as you said, I don't want to become the vlogger who becomes a vlogger because he's a vlogger. Anyhow, what I wanted to say is, it's important to understand who you want to target. For example, I can imagine for you, you want to target businesses who invest in Facebook marketing or online digital marketing. So you go out and you ask, let's say, your ideal customer, and you ask them, hey, what would be interested in what type of content? What would you be interested in watching? And you ask that about 10 people of your target audience. And then based on that, you can create content. And then you have to understand, is video your right thing, or is it written, or is it podcast, or is it Instagram? I don't know. You have to figure it out. But those are kind of the things you can do. You can write, you can have pictures, you can have audio or video.
Well, those things would come depending on what the target audience is, because I would obviously need to figure out what platforms they're spending most of their time in, what kind of content they're consuming, what's the most engaging format for them. I mean, I also agree with you that video is the best to drive your organic reach and really drive your online presence, because people consume visual content and videos long format visual content, and it's like the most attention grabbing, it's the most engaging. So I think I would also go in that direction.
I mean, like if you want to go into the details of how to produce a video, that's a different story. But in general, in a nutshell, a video needs to have more or less a storyline. I recommend to go around 4 to 6 minutes. That's what I currently do. On my shows, what I did, it's more like 30 minutes, but it's a different concept over there. If you want to do like a real vlog with walking around cameras and stuff like this, then I wouldn't do like, 16, 17 minutes. You know Casey Neistat?
No, I don't think so.
So you should watch him. He has brilliant vlogs, more or less every day. And they're like 10 minutes long, but they're amazing. Like that's his full-time job.
Okay, I'll check it out.
And in terms of like platform, that's also like not so simple. As of now, when I look at the statistics, in general, LinkedIn organic reach is amazing. Facebook and YouTube ads work fantastically, very cheap. Instagram, I haven't figured out so much yet, so I can't really say.
I think Instagram, it would have to be different kind of content. I couldn't post the same video on all three platforms if I use Instagram. Well, now there's IGTV, so there is possibility to create more LinkedIn and Facebook type content on Instagram, but in long form and in vertical form.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying it now once, but in general, we can post the same video if it's less than 10 minutes on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And it gets a nice amount of views. Sometimes, like aggregated between 3,000 to 4,000 views in 24 hours. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Yeah, LinkedIn is very good for views, organic views. But I recommend just start, It's so much easier to get feedback from potential clients or from your target audience when you have something to show them. You say, look, I created 15 videos. Can you watch 1 or 2 and tell me what you think about it?
Yeah, right. At first, just need to figure out what kind of videos I want to make or for whom I want to make videos. But then after that, I think then, like you said, I just have to try things and see the response and what feedback I get. And then, in terms of like, if I need to get more reach, I can. That's what I do for a living anyway. It's okay. I think I can handle that. It's just like getting started and figuring out what value I want to bring with this project.
You remember we discussed that once over ice cream.
I remember. I think another way that I can really become more confident in starting is to watch a lot of examples. Like I'll watch more of your videos and more that I can find on YouTube and really see like what's already out there, how I can be different, and really like what I want to say and what I want to share.
Also, one guy I follow very closely is Gary Vee. You know him?
Did he write a book, like one of those startup-y books?
Yeah. He wrote a couple of books.
Yeah. I think I've heard his name, but I didn't know him in videos.
Yeah, so he's also very good with vlogging. But he has a team of like 18 or 22 people, something like this. I also have a very big team. Considerably what we do. But he's crazy. But in a good way. No, because I think he delivers a lot of value. It's entertaining, it's engaging, it's cool. It's very business oriented. And it's not like lifestyle. I personally don't like lifestyle vlogs.
That's also not what I want to do. That's why I reached out to you.
Yeah, like I want to be known for
like influencer girls and like lifestyle bloggers, but that's not what I want to do.
I personally want to be known for the startup guy. I don't want to be known for my cute babies and cats. No, I'm serious. Again, if you need any help with getting your editing and stuff like this, I'm happy to help you. 1 or 2 videos I can definitely do you for free, but if you want to do it long term, then we'll have to figure something out.
Yeah, of course.
If that's what you need, if you need some help with like the editing part, then you just send me like a link to Google Drive and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, maybe like when I have like my first video, I'll reach out again.
Yeah. So when will that be?
Yeah. I don't know. I still have to figure out actually what kind of videos I want to do. So, I don't know, in a couple of weeks I'll reach out.
No, come on. Next week.
Next week?
No, come on. You have to take action. Take action. That's all that matters.
What?
Take action.
Yeah, the thing is like the problem is why it would take a while is because I want to figure out if it would just be like pure content, informational, free content type blog, or if I would go into creating webinars.
Well, I mean,
And that the free content would just be like to get initial awareness, just to get the initial touch point, and then offer webinars that are more like less lectures, well, not lectures.
Yeah,
I don't want to do anything boring, but you know what I mean.
No, but I understand. But like, if you want to sell your course, your online course, for example, then what you have to do is like you create short video ads that sell your stuff.
Yeah, this is fine. I mean, if I ever do that, this I would do for sure. Anyways, it's more like, should I start with just pushing content, making a name for myself as a digital marketing professional, as an expert, and then maybe look into the educational side after?
I tell you, from my personal experience, when I started this whole thing in October 2015, so it's almost 2.5 or 3 years ago, I have no idea how you could make money with this. And today we are making a nice amount of money with this, and in ways that I've never could imagined. Like never thought of this, and never planned it for sure. So again, like, if you want to build a brand around your name, then you should get started yesterday. If you want to sell your webinar, then I'm not the right person, because I don't do that. Then you are probably the better expert than me. I can help you with the editing of the webinar, but again, like, I don't know how to sell a webinar.
The technical stuff I can take care of. This is fine. It was really more like, because what I'm uncomfortable with is like putting myself out as a brand.
But the question is why? What could happen? What's the downside?
I think I'm just very private. In a professional sense, I'm very private with what I do. Like, a lot of people don't even know what I do.
Yeah, but you don't have to be embarrassed for what you're doing. I think you're doing something that is like very innovative. Look, the beauty about this whole video game, what we're doing here, is I can exactly pick and choose what I want to share with the world. I would say majority of my following, even people who feel that are close to me, don't know that I have a wife and 2 kids. They just don't know. Not in a bad way, not because like I wouldn't share it with them, but because they consume my content. I then never show anything of my kids ever.
Okay, cool. I'll brainstorm some ideas for our first video this week.
Look, if you need help with thinking about what to write or how to, record the stuff, or what the title should be, many times when
How do you start? That's the question. Like, what's the first video you ever put out?
Yeah, it's still there. It's on YouTube. It's horrible. Yeah? It's horrible. Don't go look, but it's horrible. But it's there.
Okay, I mean, but then, so like, the thing is, if I start with interviews, it doesn't mean that I have to keep producing only interview content anyway. So I should just choose one thing and just make it, and then figure out if that worked or not, and then try something else.
I think you have to feel comfortable. And if you feel interview is where you feel comfortable, then go all in. If you feel, no, you want to be the guy or the girl who walks around with a camera in the hand, then maybe that's you. Or if it's like you want to be hidden in your room and you make some tutorials, then that's you. The only thing what I recommend is to be passionate about it and show your passion. Show into the camera that you feel comfortable, and the only way to do that sustainably is when you actually feel comfortable. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about feeling comfortable in front of the camera from the get-go, because that takes time to feel comfortable in front of a running camera. Again, like, it's the feel in front of it, and like, can you communicate? I remember, like, we now produced about 13 vlogs, and I remember the first time me walking around in Zurich holding a camera talking to myself. That's super awkward. It's super awkward, but it just takes...
I do that already anyway. No, okay.
Yes.
It's like when I make voice messages in public, I'm like, I'm not talking to myself, this is going to another person.
Yeah, but I guess it's the same.
Maybe I'll start with like creating 3 or like multiple formats and figuring out which one I was more comfortable with, which one actually produced the most interesting, or which one like opened a door to more interesting content, more interesting discussion. Maybe I'll do one with like a panel, one with just an interview, and one with just myself, and figure out like if I want to do all 3 of those.
What you can start with, it's probably the easiest, is an introduction video. That's how I started. The why of my vlog. Yeah. Why and who am I? That's number 2. Just start. I mean, people don't know you yet. So like you can just say like, okay, like, hi everybody, my name is I live in Berlin, but I live there also, and I lived here and there, and I work for startups, and I do digital marketing, and I do Facebook ads and Instagram ads and whatever, you know, like you're passionate about this and your hobbies are this and stuff like this, and you know, and then that's already 4 minutes, and then I'll show you how to record this stuff and how to record like other things, and then you will have your first video, and then you tell me how you feel. It's also very different when you record it than when you look at the product. It's really cool when you watch the video then.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Okay, very good. So I'll hear from you by the end of the next week, okay?
Yes, I will definitely get back to you. I'm really excited, actually.
It is really exciting. And don't focus on views, please. Don't focus on views. It doesn't matter. Trust me.
I know. I want to really build a community and like actually like start discussions with my content and not just like here's a video, watch it. You know?
Yes, that's what I recommend.
Maybe we can also, if when I grow it a little bit, we can do some collaboration.
Sure. We can do that.
I mean, surely there are synergies between the startup world and what I am doing. I mean, I work mostly with startups anyway, so
absolutely.
Surely eventually we can work together on some videos.
No, absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. I'm happy to do that.
Awesome.
Good. So enjoy your day. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Enjoy.